have probably wanted to go with stainless anyway, but now I've gotten the stainless bolts. But I just pulled out the last two fenders, and underneath I found the instructions and noticed it mentioned that there should be bolts with it, which, according to all the reviews online, did not come with bolts. Well, I found the bolts and the box that they supposedly came in. I mean, it looks like it's even taped shut. But that's how I found them. I have no idea. I did come up a little bit short on some of the larger bolts, so I may still use them. And there are a couple that I'm going to need self-tapping sheet metal screws, so I may use some of those. But this is just weird. So if you get these fenders, or these Fender flares, they do come with hardware. If you don't want to pony up the money for stainless steel, there you go. They should be in the bottom. All over the bottom. Let me show you though. I've got the rear on. That is what they look like. These are the Hooke fenders. Now, or Fender flares. Now they are flat flares, I believe. Oh, they're about 5 inches of coverage. And personally, I think they look really good. Only a few of the holes lined up, so hence the drill. Some of the larger holes on the rear lined up, and the little ones did not. On the front, it doesn't look like any of them line up. So what I'm doing, and I use this on the back too, I'm using some just clamps, holding it in place and then drilling. So okay, rears are on. I don't have a rear bumper on yet. But the rears are on. The fronts, you can see they're just kind of sitting on the tires right now because that's the next step. Personally, that's actually more coverage than I had. That's almost complete coverage of the tire. There's about 1.5 inches sticking out, but that's more tire coverage than I had with the stock flares, which should be nice because the stock flares always had a lot of salt down the side of the vehicle from the tires kicking up salt in the wintertime, and it just always looked nasty. So there she is. I've still got a few bolts to put in. Some of the bolts were a little difficult to get to. That one right there, you either have to pull the battery or you have to reach all the way up in from the bottom to get the nut on the back side. I reached up from the bottom. It worked. It was a pain, but it worked. The other thing I would recommend, I have not enough bump stop for the amount of flex I've got. So when I go over a hill and I've got this sway bar disconnected, the front axle can do this, free of the Jeep, and this actually comes up and hits the top of the fender because I don't have enough rubber stopper there. It's called a bump stop to stop it. And I just got a little too much flex, and so it hits there. Well, on the original Fender, there's actually kind of a cavity there for the tire to settle into, whereas this, let me just show you here. It's just got straight steel sticking down with sharp edges and everything. So if the tire comes up into that, it's going to rip my tire, I think. So I need to get out the grinder and grind these back, get a little more clearance, and get a nice flat, smooth edge. And other than that, I don't know, I like the way these turned out. They're not perfect, but I believe I got these for like 150 bucks. I don't remember what the price was, but it was about the lowest cost thing I could find with good reviews. And honestly, I would have to back up those good reviews. I like these. They're solid. They're steel. The coating looks pretty good. Maybe a little while later I'll update in the comments. In a year or two, if you're watching this video and it's older, look down, not in the comments, but in the description, and I'll tell you if they rusted out. Or if I haven't, ask, and I'll let you know what they look like. As of right now, I'm hoping they hold up. I have had E-coated products before, that the e-coat did not hold up. It's like a powder coat. Did not hold up, and they did start rusting pretty quick. So I'm hoping that's not the case with these. Couldn't tell you. But as for this review, the install was fairly straightforward. They did come with bolts, not stainless if you want to go with stainless, but they are black, so if you, they're a black Fender, they would blend in a lot better. I don't know, I guess I'm going to give this probably a 5-star review. They're not the absolute best Fender flare you can get out there, but for the price, I don't think you're going to find anything that I would say is going to be of matching quality. So, if you're looking for a nice low cost, something you don't mind bashing into a tree on a trail, Hooke Road Fender flares. A little bit higher clearance as far as coming up, but you have to chop that little bit. Definitely on the back a little more clearance than just the stock Fender rubbers that would be rubbing. But once again, still steel where the actual body is. You're not going to be able to do anything about that without going flat fenders in the front and cutting your wheel wells in the back. And I'm not doing either of those right now. Maybe someday in the future I go with a flatty fender in the front. But that was actually my plan when I started into this project. But after having to buy new fenders themselves and not wanting to spend the money on a full flat fender kit, because most of them you take this fender and you cut it and you bolt the flat fender onto it. I could not bring myself to cut a brand new fender. So, this is what I got for now. This is the current status of Libertas build. I still have some lighting issues to work out and a few other little things. But we're getting there. I can drive this to work, so take care, y'all. Thanks for watching. The Lord bless you and keep you.